Wednesday Season 2. Part 1 has ended with lots of cliffhangers, especially with Tyler escaping. And Wednesday getting injured, and also Wednesday saving a woman from the place who she is. There are theories she is Tyler's mom, and some says she is Morticia's sister, who experienced black tears same as like Wednesday is experiencing and ended up here. And also, the trailer of Part 2 has shown Principal Weems as Wednesday's spirit guide, and also Wednesday body swap with Enid. And finally, we heard a voice in the trailer similar to Lady Gaga. We have got answers for all these questions, and let's jump straight in. The first thing to look at is the body swap between Wednesday and Enid, which is one of the biggest twists teased in the trailer. One possible theory is that the swap might happen deliberately to save Wednesday, who is lying in a hospital bed after being injured during the investigation. Knowing Wednesday is vulnerable and targeted, Enid agrees to switch bodies, whether through magic, psychic power, or lowest technology, so she can pose as Wednesday and lure the attacker away, while Wednesday and Enid's body secretly continues the mission. This risky move would protect Wednesday from further harm while allowing them to use the enemy's confusion to their advantage, turning the situation into both a rescue and a trap. The other big cliffhanger from Part 1 was the mysterious woman Wednesday saves in the hospital. This woman was revealed inside one of the secret cells of Willow Hill, and since then fans have been torn between two major theories about her identity. The reveal of this mystery woman led to two dominant theories. It's Tyler's mother, Françoise Galpin, or Wednesday's aunt, Ophelia Frump. They're the two most notable women who've been mentioned enough times in the story that we should expect them both to appear in some capacity, and there's logic to them being at Willow Hill. Françoise was a Hyde who was later institutionalized at Willow Hill, where she was said to have died. Ophelia, meanwhile, was also sent to the asylum after pushing her psychic powers too far, but is believed to have escaped. Ophelia will probably turn up in Wednesday Season 2 Part 2, but the woman at the end being Tyler's mom is the more likely outcome. After all, we know for certain that she was at Willow Hill at the end of her story, and with her husband Donovan, the former sheriff of Jericho, investigating things before his death, it'd make sense for that connection to have been why. Also, her cell is marked with the warning, extreme caution, suggesting it's the most high security of them. That wouldn't make a lot of sense for a psychic, but would for a Hyde. The woman being Tyler's mom also fits with what little we've seen of Françoise. Only a couple of images of her have been shown, but the hair and features roughly match with the woman in the LOIS cell, and less so with the appearance of Morticia and Wednesday Addams. The clues point towards the woman being Tyler's mother, but the credits for Wednesday Season 2 Episode 4 make it even more likely. The character is played by Frances O'Connor, but she's listed among the guest stars for the episode, rather than with a character name provided. However, letting the credits run reveals the voice dub casts for international versions of Netflix, and it shows a character called Françoise. No surname is provided, but it'd be pretty weird even by Wednesday standards to have two characters named Françoise, which very strongly suggests the woman in the cell is indeed Tyler's mom. Supporting Tyler's mom theory further, in Season 2 when the woman sees Hyde is coming, she abruptly walks out, visibly unsettled and purposeful. This reaction could suggest recognition, possibly realizing that the Hyde approaching is her son, Tyler. Such a moment aligns perfectly with the idea that Françoise's death was faked as part of the LOIS experiments, and that her long isolation is connected to the hospital's exploitation of dangerous outcasts. Now, if the woman Wednesday saved turns out not to be Tyler's mom, then the next possible option is Morticia's sister, Ophelia Frump. This is where the trailer voice similar to Lady Gaga comes in, because at the end of the trailer a mysterious voice is heard, and it's been confirmed that Lady Gaga is playing a character in Season 2. Back in May, Netflix did reveal her character name as Rosalind Rotwood, along with saying Rotwood is a legendary Nevermore teacher who crosses paths with Wednesday. However, Jenna Ortega has already hinted that Gaga's character isn't exactly what people expect her to be. This has fueled speculation that while Gaga may appear as Rosaline, she could secretly be Ophelia Frump. Christina Ricci's role in Season 1 already showed how characters can hide behind fake names, since she played Marilyn Thornhill but turned out to be Laurel Gates. Ophelia has been missing for roughly 20 years after pushing her psychic powers too far, causing the same black tears that Wednesday now suffers from. Morticia and her mother Hester have a strained relationship because of Ophelia's disappearance, and it was even revealed that Morticia once asked Uncle Fester to rescue Ophelia from Willow Hill, but she vanished mysteriously. The show hints that Ophelia might have been kept captive as part of the Eloise experiments, and the woman Wednesday finds in the hospital, physically isolated and behaving differently from the other inmates, matches this description. Still, the way the story is going, the woman saved by Wednesday is most likely Tyler's mom, while Lady Gaga could be revealed later as Ophelia herself. That would allow the show to give both theories their due, while adding a big star to a very central storyline. Another major mystery continuing in Part 2 is Agnes, the stalker who has been troubling Wednesday since the end of Season 1. Agnes DeMille has been revealed as Wednesday's obsessive fan, using her invisibility powers to orchestrate dangerous pranks in an attempt to impress her idol. Many fans find it suspicious that Agnes joins Nevermore in Season 2, even though Wednesday was already being stalked before she arrived, suggesting that Agnes may not be the true mastermind behind the stalking. Agnes is played by Evie Templeton, who has copper red hair in the show, a shade very close to Marilyn Thornhill's red hair from Season 1. This has sparked theories that Agnes could secretly be Thornhill's daughter. There's no direct confirmation of this in the show, so it remains speculation, but it does make sense since Thornhill's story in Season 1 left enough space for hidden connections. Whether Agnes is acting alone or working for someone else, Part 2 will likely reveal the truth about her motives and her real connection to Wednesday. Another storyline that will carry big weight in Part 2 is Wednesday's visions about Enid dying. Throughout Season 2, Wednesday has been plagued by visions of Enid's death, and the most worrying part is that she believes she is the cause. She has been doing everything possible to protect Enid, which shows how much she actually cares for her in her own way, but the visions make it seem like fate is already decided. Fans are hoping that the visions may not come true, or that Wednesday will find a way to change the outcome, because Enid has grown into one of the most loved characters on the show. Since Wednesday's visions have not always been perfectly accurate, as shown by her failure to detect her stalker earlier, there's still hope that Enid's death is not certain. Then there is the mystery around Principal Barry Dort, played by Steve Buscemi, who took over Nevermore after Larissa Weems' death. Barry has been acting very suspiciously since his introduction. He seems more focused on securing funding and power than protecting the students, and he has already blackmailed Bianca Barkley into using her siren song to convince people to support him. He appears to be targeting Morticia's mother, Hester, and the phone call we saw at the end of Part 1 suggests he is working with someone else. Barry might be connected to the larger plot involving Willow Hill and the Eloise experiments, which would make sense given how much he has been manipulating events behind the scenes. Part 2 is set up to answer all of these questions with big reveals. The body swap twist will push Wednesday and Enid's friendship into dangerous but heartfelt territory. The identity of the woman in the hospital will likely give us the emotional reunion between Tyler and his mother, though Ophelia's return is also being set up, possibly through Lady Gaga's character. Agnes's real role as stalker will finally be revealed, whether she is acting alone or as part of a bigger plan. Wednesday's visions about Enid's death will reach their breaking point, testing her ability to fight fate. And Principal Barry Dort's true intentions will finally come out, showing whether he is just greedy or truly connected to the shadowy forces working against Nevermore.